What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. You tuned in with your boy V Technician, and stay tuned because we got a banger for you guys. So I just got off of work and I'm gonna do some maintenance to my Prelude. For those of you that don't know, I have a 2000 Honda Prelude, which is behind me. I got a few parts that I want to change on it, and I figured it's time to get those things done because, just a little update, I daily drive my Honda Prelude. I've been driving this thing for the last year and a half, and it's been a very good car, but it's starting to show its age. It's a 25-year-old car as of right now, so I kind of want to maintain it by changing a few parts to give it some more life. Let me show you what I'm working with. So this is both of the boxes. I've had them for a while, so the stickers are starting to wear off. But this is the company right here. This box contains the brand new transmission mount, which I talked about. These are 75A poly bushings, so they're pretty sturdy. This is the AWR Racing since 1995. Pretty recent company. And this box contains the engine mount. Let me open that up for you guys. Alright, so this is the engine mount. These things look very nice in quality. Has a nice finish paint job to it. These look like they're gonna get the job done very well. So engine mount, transmission mount, let's get it done. So a quick explanation as to why I ordered these mounts in the first place. My car has the original mounts that came with the car, and I think it's time for them to get changed. Starting to feel like when I shift gears, I can feel the engine moving without the car, so it's a lot of jerking back and forth, and I kind of want to eliminate all the extra movement. And on top of that, I deleted one of the mounts that's supposed to be there, so the car is sitting on 3 mounts instead of the 4th mount. So let me show you guys what that looks like, so I'm not talking to you guys that don't know what I'm talking about. So this is the engine bay. It's a lot to look at, but this is the stock engine mount, which I'm not gonna change because this is a fresh mount from Rock Auto, so this is still holding on pretty good. And the transmission mount is located right there. That's where the transmission mount sits. There's supposed to be a 4th mount that sits right here. These 3 holes 1, 2, and 3, that's where the mount is supposed to sit. But I deleted that mount intentionally because this exhaust manifold is an aftermarket manifold. I can't run a 4th mount while running these exhaust manifolds, so I decided to delete this engine mount in the front so that I can run the kind of exhaust I want to run. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off by removing my intake, which runs to the throttle body. We got the bolts removed, and this mount should be able to get pulled out if you ask me. Yeah. Yes sir. Let me tussle with this thing real quick. Let me see if I can do it on camera. Okay. There she is. Would you look at that? Cooked. So I got that engine mount removed, and as you can see, it looks very on par with the brand new one. It's the same size. I'm pretty sure the bolt holes line up. Yep, the bolt holes do line up. So it should be a direct replacement. You know, it shows a lot of quality differences. This looks like it was replaced before. This doesn't look like a stock mount. I think the previous owner before me had this changed out, but this is on its way out regardless. Especially because, like I said earlier, I deleted the front mount, so a lot of the weight was being put on this mount to hold the engine from its back and forth movement. So this is, like I said earlier, a 85A poly bushing. So this is gonna hold the weight of the engine a lot better than this one. And I'm not gonna wait any longer, guys. Let's put this bad boy in. So shout out to AWR for the mounts. You guys are very impressive with the quality of work so far. I can't wait to drive this thing, so let's do it. Okay, so brand new mount going in. So just like that, I got the engine mount installed. So a whole bunch of wires in the way, but I can't really show you. Let's see. So that's what it looks like installed. This is a T-bracket right here, and the engine mount sits in between the T-bracket. So I got all 4 bolts screwed in. There's a bolt that goes in sideways, and then there's 3 bolts that hold it down to the subframe. So I didn't have to remove the intake manifold. I got it in without doing that, so that's pretty good. I'm very excited to drive my car now to see what kind of improvement that 85A poly bushing makes. I'm gonna be back out here tomorrow night after work because I only have so much time to get these parts installed. I'm gonna install the transmission mount tomorrow because I got some oil and an oil filter coming in from Rock Auto. I'm gonna be doing an oil service on my engine, so while I got the car jacked up in the air, I'm gonna do the transmission mount at the same time. 2 birds, 1 stone, you know? Thank you guys for watching so far. It's going very well. I'll keep you guys posted when I drive to work tomorrow. I'm excited, so shout out to AWR. Can't wait, man. Stay tuned. Guys, so it's the day after I changed the engine mount in my car, and I must say this thing is performing a lot better than I thought it would. There's a tad bit more vibrations around the front end of the car because, you know, it's a stiffer mount than the older one, so it's going to be a lot more vibrations when it comes to the overall experience. Like when I'm idling right now, and it's a lot more vibrations than it was before, but I'm not complaining, because I do have a fully built engine inside of this car, so I need it to be supported by the best mount possible. So far so good. I'm very impressed with the AWR mount. I only changed the engine mount so far, and I'm already liking the experience. The engine would have jumped between those shifts, but as of right now, those those shifts are pretty solid. The car is a lot more sturdier on acceleration, and that's exactly what I wanted. You know, I wanted the car to be a solid unit as I pressed that gas pedal, because before, the car would sometimes, between those shifts, the car would bog or the car would shake. But I'm feeling a lot better about this mount right now. So I was about to act up for you guys for the YouTube video, but you see me? I was about to get my ass pulled over for you guys, man. Real quick, but we chilling. I must say, cruising, there is a lot more vibrations, you know? So I'll attest to that as well. But like I said, this is an 85A poly bushing, and the last mount was a little bit too soft. So when you upgrade the stiffness of your engine mount, you're gonna have to have some drawbacks, like a lot more vibrations. So if you don't mind the vibrations, you're gonna be fine. I don't want to get pulled over. I'm gonna pick up the video after I get off work, so we can get started on that trans mount later. Good morning, YouTube. We're back on a weekend where I'm gonna be finishing up this transmission mount on this Honda Prelude that I own. So I appreciate you guys sticking in for this long. I know the video is getting lengthy, but we're gonna get this thing done, man. Now, I've already put in the engine mount like you guys saw. I've been driving the car with the new mount for a good week now, and I gotta say, I love it, bro. I'm very impressed with the quality of the mount. It does add a quite bit of vibration, around 12,000 RPM and around 3,200 RPM, but that's what happens when you get stiffer mounts. You're gonna experience a lot more vibrations, but that's what's expected. So shout out to AWR. You guys make a pretty good mount. I'm gonna put in this transmission mount now and then wrap this video up. This is a walk around of my Prelude. I can finally show you guys what it looks like in the daytime, but I have a lot of things coming to make this car look a lot better. This is the year of exterior changes to my Prelude. Like I said, I daily drive this car every day. So besides the salt from the snow and the little garnishes, I was backing into my friend's driveway and I pretty much done up that bumper. But this bumper was already cooked, man. Like, I have a lot of stories with this car. People have been hitting me on the Garden State Parkway. All types of stuff, man. So I want to get this car looking a lot more presentable, because this car is going to be in a lot of showcases this year. And I love this thing, man. So I don't plan on selling this car. This car is going to go through a lot of changes in the next 5 to 10 months. You're starting to see the cracks in the rubber, and that's just when the car is stationary. You can only imagine what it looks like under load as I'm driving. I got the transmission mount removed. As you can see, I had to keep the jack underneath the transmission while I drop it down slowly enough to take out the transmission support mount, which is this. This is what holds the transmission to the transmission mount itself. But once I loosened the bolts to that and I dropped that out, I had then access to the 3 holes that holds the transmission mount to the body of the car. This is the transmission mount itself. The rubber is starting to tear and deteriorate, So I think it's a good time to get this changed out. So this is the old transmission mount lined up side by side to the new one. They're pretty identical. And the AWR mount is very well designed. I like how they designed these two ridges going up and around. I like the design better than the old one. This is one last look before I put the new one in. Yes, sir. It's looking real good in that engine bay, man. I gotta tell you, that gunmetal gray. I like that. Yeah, man. So far, so good, guys. Just like that, guys, we're all put back together. Car's back on the ground. I'm about to go for that drive. Besides the ashiness of my valve cover and the surrounding components, changing your engine mounts is a critical component driving in general, racing or just daily driving. Your engine mounts, your transmission mounts, all those mounts are what connects your drivetrain to your car. So if the mounts are going bad, you're gonna have issues with the drivetrain having a lot of jerking sensations. Your engine might be shaking a lot more often than usual.
Did you see it? The engine shakes so much.
You're not gonna have the adequate acceleration that you want or the comfort of driving your car. It doesn't matter what mounts you get. I just happen to get my mounts from AWR, but they have Hasport mounts. They have a whole bunch of companies that make mounts. Upgrade your mounts, man. It's a good investment. I hope this video helps you guys out and you other Prelude owners. There's only a few of us out there. The 5th gen Prelude is the last Prelude that came out. Honda announced they're gonna be releasing a new Prelude. So I kind of want to get my car together so I can showcase my car alongside the new Prelude that comes out later on this year. I'm gonna be doing a lot more upgrades, like a front end lift kit. I got brand new headlights going on my car, suspension components to replace. There's a lot of things that I want to do to my car to get it more modernized.
All them a go like me not stumble before. You have to make it when you're humble for sure. Crips in a cup and none around me a pour. All them a go like me born in the riches. How them there when man asleep on the floor. But from a band me say me gone.